Can you tell us a little bit about that and why you think this has been done?
I think the main reason for this was that British, without any investigation, without any thought behind prescription of an organization which I believe they know very little about, other than what has been told by Musharraf's regime to them, was probably to please the Pakistan government. Other than that, I don't see any realistic, credible reason why they would ban an organization which maybe they have done some hidden research that they have done no research or know nothing about.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to give any endorsement, but I hear from a lot of Baluch people that they regard the Baluchistan Liberation Army and other similar groups as, you know, waging a national liberation war like the African National Congress in South Africa.
The Baluchistan Liberation Army has brought hope to many Baluch people who thought that this was the end. It has brought hope to people who thought that we will be under the hegemony of the Punjabis forever. They are a glimmer of light for many people. One important thing to note would be our great national patriot, Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti, was murdered by Musharraf and his group of thugs last year. And he was a national leader. He was so called that he was Baluchistan Liberation Army. He's the same person who consented with the concept of Pakistan, to a degree, sold, not sold would be the wrong word, to allowed the Pakistanis to use his gas from his territory, Sui gas, to supply Pakistan, hoping that maybe this would create some kind of bridges between the two nations, that we help each other out, as neighboring nations should. But they took it for granted. They used the gas. They never provided any revenue for the Baluchistan government at the time. And he saw actually no benefit coming to Baluchistan as a nation. It was just being stolen and plundered and exploited by the Punjabis. He took a stand after 40 years. Whereas many other groups, many other people like my father, he said, because we have oil in our ancestral area, in our part of Baluchistan, our tribal area. And my father from day one has said, we will not allow them to take a liter of oil from here. Because if they do, they will just buy more F-16s and further advanced weaponry. We will be enslaved for another 2,000 years. This is the enemy. It is not one nation. If something comes out in Wales and the British government sells it, the Welsh people benefit as well. Wales as a nation will benefit as well. But whether that's not the case, it's an occupier and occupied territory. And whatever you can loot and plunder, you get your hands on, you steal. And that's exactly how the Punjabi and Musharraf regime at present are. They're just thieves in uniform.
So despite this offer of sharing the resources,
yes,
the response of the Pakistanis was to murder your nationalist leader.
Yes, it was very tempting to steal it all. Why share something when you can steal it? And that's the attitude and that's the mindset of the Punjabi army. And he was, I just would like to say a bit more about him. He was killed last year, last year, August 26th. And he was called that he was the leader of Baluchistan Liberation Army.
It was said that he was?
Yes, Pakistani government said, the army, Musharraf used to say. And he used to say he's the Baluchistan Liberation Army. And everything is going to be all good now because he's dead.
Was he the leader of the BLA?
No one knows. One thing the Pakistan government and Musharraf fails to understand, that it is not one person fighting for their personal interests or their own vested interests, because he sees things with his frame of mind. He is an immigrant who came to Pakistan for a better life. And that's exactly what he got. I mean, he got quite a good deal over here, but he got a whole country, not just a good life. And he does not understand the sentiments of the Baluch people. We have a history, we have a tradition, we have dignity, pride, and we have a bloodline. We are not at the same level as somebody like Musharraf. If he could, I don't know, to cheat or to do something so wrong to his own home country, India, what could he expect his intentions would be for his new home of Pakistan? So he compares ourselves to himself, but whereas we consider ourselves very different.
I mean, what kind of support is Baluchistan getting from other oppressed nationalities, from other international, community organizations?
At present, Baluchistan is not getting any credible help from anywhere. Unfortunately, it's not only the fault of the international community, it is the Pakistan regime which is trying to isolate Baluchistan and in some sort of created sanctions on Baluchistan. So it is a closed door game that goes on in Baluchistan. I'll just give you a small example. The leaders that are over there, for example, Akhtar Mengal, he's the leader of the Baluchistan National Party, mainstream political party with tens of thousands of following. He's been thrown into prison on trumped up charges. And a few people who are outside the country, like myself, who speak for the rights of the Baluch people, Interpol has been used as a tool of political victimization. They had asked the British government for my extradition in a swap deal with the alleged airline bomber, Rauf Rashid. This is just in the March 28th Guardian newspaper, this article came. And they had asked, so they're very desperate. Anybody who speaks and exposes their true face to the international world. The Pakistan government is very wary of that. So the leaders who are in the country are behind bars, or they have disappeared, or they get killed. People who are abroad who speak about the Baluchistan and their problem and the rights of the Baluch people and the aspirations of the Baluch people, they try to be sidelined and get victimized through organizations like Interpol. I mean, what the international community should do, join hands in some framework to stop Pakistan governments and such a rogue government's aspirations to silence their political opponents, to silence human rights activists. That's the only role, I think, if they do play, that'd be a big achievement for the Baluch struggle and the Baluch human rights situation.
It seems to me that, in a way, Pakistan is using the war on terror and the fact that the West needs Pakistani intelligence and support to fight Al-Qaeda. It's using that as a leverage to try and stop the West or the wider international community from doing anything to support the Baluch people, and of course, as you say, proactively